Hello, this is the Exile channel. I'm Badfixel and I'm playing Path of Exile. I've played it quite a lot lately and I've been playing Evasion character. The main reason I started to play an Evasion character was because people were saying, oh, Evasion's shit and Evasion never works. And I was like, well, it's gotta work because they wouldn't put it in the game if it was that shit, unless they were shit developers, and they're not. They've made a game that's really good. So I was like, well, they must have put some thought into it, and I looked up about it and researched it. I say researched, browsed a few forum threads. And it turns out evasion is systemic and not random number generated. So if you've got 50%, you've got 50%. You will avoid 50% of attacks pretty much consistently, unless they've got an added accuracy mod or they've got they're a lot higher level than you. So what do you need to make an evasion character work? How do you need to do it? That's what I'm going to show you. Okay, so the most important thing I think is life, because then that means you can take damage, and resists, because that means you can mitigate damage. Obviously you don't have armor because you've stacked evasion, so you can't really mitigate much physical damage, but it's, you know, that's by the by, you've gone for evasion, that's what you're stacking. You need those things, you need a lot of evasion off, mainly off your gear and from the tree. But the other thing that I think is a little overlooked is move only. It's really strong because if you bind a skill to that, it's deciding between two inputs which one you're going to do. Do you want to move or do you want to attack? And if there's an enemy over there, it could take it as an attack. So you never want it to take it as attack when you want to move, and you never want it the other way around, take it as a move when you want to do an attack. So if you buy move only, you're only ever going to move and you're only ever going to avoid shit when it's coming in. So you've got a spell coming in, you don't want to be going, oh, I'm going to attack, and then bash, you get hit by a fireball. No, you want to move. Get out of there. That's important. Life is important, resists are important. Okay, so good stuff to take in the tree. You've got arrow dodging, which is double chance to evade projectile attacks. Good to have because doubles your chance to evade projectile attacks. Iron grip, increasing physical damage from strength, applies to projectile attacks as well as melee attacks. That means take strength, you get life, and you get physical damage that you wouldn't usually get for a bow-based attack. Near it, there's resists, which you can get from there. A couple of damage ones, some life regen if you feel like going that way. Then there's life, which is I've gone for the life, obviously. Then that's a really strong node, leather and steel. It is 24% increased evasion and armor, and then ignore all movement penalties from armor. So even though you're not getting the armor, you're getting the evasion, and you're getting the equivalent of picking up celerity, which is 8% increased movement speed. You're getting roughly, probably slightly less, but you're getting 24% increased evasion for having it, so why not take it? Other than that, it's fairly obvious. I don't rate getting phase acrobatics, but I'd probably get acrobatics at some point because it's only 1 point out for me to get that, and it's an extra 20%, it's just there. But that I don't rate because it's 5 points, which you could easily go life, 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 and then you're probably more survivable than you would be with that 20% chance. That's just the way I look at it. Other than that, it's fairly obvious. I mean, get evasion, get life, job done. In terms of gear, I reckon you go, the way I've built it is damage, damage, everything else defensive. Like you want damage on your weapons and defensive everywhere else. That's just the way I've rolled it. Everything I've got has pretty much got a life roll on it, and everything I've got has pretty much got a resist roll on it, which is why I've got such high resist and such decent life. Other than that, the flasks I've got hybrid, because when you're resin mana you may as well be resin life. Over time recovery and an instant recovery life flasks, then an evasion flask because it is a granite flask but it's got an evasion roll on it, and a bastard of a move speed flask that makes you zip at the speed of light because it's 70% increase. Other than that, it is just a matter of getting good items. I'd like to have 4 links, but I mean, beggars can't be choosers, can they? And that's really it. I mean, just get decent stuff. It's not a difficult thing to really, it's just finding it that's hard, it's not knowing what you need. Alright, I've just entered an instance of the docks, just to sort of show you the character working. So this is where the movement speed is, and the circles are moving. Stomp with projectiles, lightning arrow, which is really good against groups, with stun and shit like that. Yeah, basically, this is that. frenzy to keep my attack speed high. Got poison arrow. I've got puncture with life on hit, so it's a really nice boost to life. It's also good for kiting enemies, kiting a big boss or something. Just tap on them and run away and keep doing that. Especially with the coupled advantage of having a million miles an hour button. You can see here the rangers aren't able to really shoot me. This guy can, but he's doing spells now. This guy here. No. Try again. No. Try again. Yep. No. Try again. Well, you see I'm doing really low damage for him in the attacks. Anyway, if you liked the video, if you thought it was helpful on that, leave a comment or whatever. Not really bothered if you do, but do. I'm gonna go and get a brew, so yeah. I'll leave a link to my build in the chat, in the you know, the description thingy. If you wanna give me any tips, you know, tip away, I don't mind. It's all good. Brew time.